This is just a follow-up to my conversation with TrampleOnSnakes. He did reply back. Man, the very founder of the Illuminati was a Jew. Freemasonry is based on Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. If there were no Jews, there would be no Freemasonry. Fighting the Cabal, what does that even mean? It's just like Jones saying fight the globalists. Of course, it's only the... I don't want to say that for purposes that YouTube will, might do something. If I say that, whatever. They are the only group you are not allowed to criticize, and none of that I fully disagree with. I mean, it's true. In my country, they even put you in jail for questioning the hoax. I do not like using strong language and insults, but that shit pisses me off. It's so obvious that it's the eternal victims that it hurts. And I don't buy it. I don't buy it that you had respect for me and watched my stuff for years. If that was the case, you wouldn't come here with such dumbass comments. Well, I did view your stuff for quite a while. If I ever felt like I wanted to learn a little bit more on the Saturn symbolism and stuff, so. And you sound more like a hypocrite who has been watching the info whores for years. Heck, even admitting that Jones woke you up with Endgame and promoted his stupid COVID documentary here. I have a zero tolerance for such behavior. Have a nice day and good luck fighting the Cabal. And I'm going to send this. Okay. And I replied, it all depended on which Masonic lodges that, supported, that had Jews in them and stuff. Many lodges in Germany and other places for the longest time never accepted Jews in their lodges. You can actually look that up. You didn't address the fact that Henry Ford, who helped stir up anti-Jew sentiment here in the U.S. and abroad with his Dearborn Independent and International Jew publications of his, also just happened to be a 33rd degree Freemason. If all Freemasons and Jews were in league together, then certainly Mr. Ford would have been pushing pro-Jewish sentiment, not pushing the protocols, circulating that document. Hell, he was awarded the Grand Cross of the German Eagle by Nazi officials on his 75th birthday in 1938. Martin Luther, whom there is evidence with his seal, because his seal is a rose and cross, his seal of him being a rose cross agent, wrote on the Jews and Their Lies. It's the name of his book, On the Jews and Their Lies. Nesta Webster, author of Secret Societies of Subversive Movements, book I have, by the way, pushed the protocols of Zion and anti-Jewish sentiment. She was praised by Churchill, who we know, which is known to be a Freemason, and also praised by the Grand Lodge of England for her differentiation between two lodges. Continental Freemasonry she considered subversive and evil, and British Freemasonry she saw as honorable. They honored her because she succeeded in creating that diversion, getting people to not only think it's getting people to not only think it's Jews that are the only problem, but also setting up that fascist-controlled opposition that ultimately discredits the Brotherhood's critics and enemies as anti-Semitic Nazi white supremacists. And here we are continuously having that label slapped on us when we try to warn people about the NWO elites. It's not dumbass comments, like I said, it's thinking outside of your box. I acknowledge the fact the Holocaust was just exaggerated propaganda to pull our heartstrings so we support Israel and turn a blind eye to the abuse and outright genocide of the Palestinians. I do acknowledge many Jews are just NWO and New World Order agents, but there are many Jews who, at least publicly anyway, who protest Israel and fight for the Palestinians. YouTube took a Jewish channel down 2 years ago called Jews versus Israel because they were showing the abuse of the Palestinians and their fellow rabbis by Israeli police. And by the way, not all Jews believe and practice Kabbalah. As far as my research had went on that subject, the Kabbalah was an occult science the Jews picked up in Babylon during their supposed Babylonian captivity. The Orthodox believed the literal interpretation of Torah, which is why they don't recognize or support Israel as legitimate or something from their Yahweh. To them, when their Moshiach arrives, then he will regather Israel out of the nations and reestablish their kingdom. That don't take away the fact that most of them are still supremacist assholes who will enslave Gentiles when their time arrives. There are Muslims who believe when their time comes, they will rule the world with their God. So it's like, whatever, let them believe in that bullshit. I'm not wasting my time with their ignorance. My research has led me to conclude the culprits are the Illuminati, the collection of the high-ranking adepts of all the various fraternal occult secret societies who want a new world order based on a secular humanist type religion, not Abrahamic. They believe Lucifer as an esoteric metaphor, set man free in the Garden of Eden, I should have put maybe, but he'll get the point. Garden by giving the gift of intellect. They believe man is an evolving God. Torah does not teach that. Matter of fact, Alice Bailey, who was a Freemason theosophist, well connected with the Brotherhood, wrote in her Externalization of the Evilarchy, its externalization of the hierarchy, that Judaism will be dissolved with its quote obsolete teachings, its separative emphasis, its hatred of the Gentiles, and its failure to recognize the Christ. Unquote. However, regarding the unorthodox Kabbalah, she said, quote, they belong to the aristocracy of spiritual belief to which the hierarchy itself belongs. And you can go on my, on this channel here, you can go to that video, Is It the Jews or the Mystery Religions? It's the name of my video. And go read that, where I show the book with the page number who's saying that. Externalization of the Hierarchy, Alice Bailey, page 544. It's documented they're being used by the Evilarchy and afterwards will be thrown aside and gotten rid of because the New World religion is not Judaism, but Luciferianism, and about exalting man as God. So we'll see what happens out of that. Let's see what... There's a...
This is for you. This goes against top.
Okay, whatever. Maybe I should pause this. So. Okay, so far it's on there. I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. And like I said, this, it's all the Jews, and it's only been the Jews, while, like I said, they make a lot of good points when they're sharing information regarding, the Jewish factor in this agenda. When they start focusing on just that, they begin turning a blind eye to, these other issues that I definitely pointed out with this comment here. Like a lot of the Masons who were pushing anti-Jewish sentiment here, and Mr. Ford, being a 33rd degree Mason, being awarded a Nazi medal. And so the Nazis were, they were pushing anti-Freemasonic stuff when Nazi Germany was formed. Yeah, that's true, but, there were also certain Masonic lodges, I believe I read, that were sort of left alone by the Nazis. It was the ones that had the Jewish element within Freemasonry. And Nesta Webster, who wrote that book, Secret Societies and Subversive Movements, yeah, a lot of good information, but again, she starts leaning towards it's the Jews. She gets awarded and honored by the British Freemasonic Lodge, the main British Freemasonic Lodge, and Winston Churchill, who we know is a part of the Brotherhood. So she must have been doing them a favor of some sort. So, anyways, I just wanted to show this just in case this comment gets taken down. And if it don't, no, it's okay. I guess he's still okay then if he at least keeps my comment on here. But notice he says, I have zero tolerance. I have a zero tolerance for such behavior. What behavior? What, that I what, that I was actually questioning it's just the Jews. So you're being like YouTube here. You're being like the social media where you have zero tolerance for anything that anybody expressing what you don't agree with. Because I really wasn't insulting. I just said that, this focusing at this point, how far we are into this New World Order, time is everything. We don't have time anymore, I don't think. Even doing this. We are at such critical times right now that instead of fighting with each other, we should be unifying and attempting, whether we fail or not, attempting to fight, these bastards that are bringing us into this New World totalitarian system. But I guess people just want to focus on he's a shill, and I guess I'm guilty of that. And it's interesting. It's not something to completely throw away. Well, why? Because it's the very controlled opposition that has succeeded in keeping us in the underground for all these years and not allowing us to get anywhere mainstream, to actually have a credible voice. So I just wanted to share that. Have a good rest of the day. I'm going to start in on that book again, The Ancient Mysteries and Modern Masonry. So take care.